This week on the Steam Machine podcast.
Pivot, 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 pivot.
Shut up, shut up, shut up!
I don't think it's going to pivot anymore.
You think? Cue the music!
So Dalton,
Yes.
would you believe I got smacked in the face by a grown-up last school year?
Was it your wife?
No.
Then, no, regale me. I need to hear this.
So it was a school counselor.
Oh, all right. How the fuck did that go down?
So I tend to have a very similar personality at work than I do here. Like, I could be a little bit sarcastic and, you know, jovial and joking around or whatever else, you know, the things that I need to do to survive the day.
Yeah.
And so,
You have what they call a personality.
yes, exactly. Well, I made the mistake of trying to joke around with the only guidance counselor in the entire state who does not have one of those.
How can you be a guidance counselor and, like, not have a sense of humor?
She found a way. Life, finds a way.
Finds a way.
So, that was for Dane and Jeff, by the way, because thanks to them, I cannot stop quoting Jurassic Park.
I was happy to be there.
Yeah, you were there. That was a jump scare.
Listen, I apologized. I have already said sorry. I don't know how many times. I forgot there were jump scares in that movie. Okay, my bad.
I'm only busting your ass because it's hilarious.
I know, but I am defending myself for the people. By the people.
But the people
Morgan
also
and
know
Morgan.
you're a giant internet troll.
I'm not that big of a troll.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Not to the level that some are.
I mean, your wanger is a little bit bigger than your sarcasm, but, you know, it works.
Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Yeah.
All right, so anyway, this particular morning, I was feeling unusually saucy.
All right.
And so I walk by her, and instead of saying good morning, which is the usual, you know, introduction, I say, good morning, butthead.
Good morning, butthead.
Good morning, butthead.
My response would have been, good morning, Beavis.
Yes! Because you have, Dalton, what one might call a personality.
Yes.
So she's like, at first she's just like, no, I'm not, you're the butthead. I'm not the butthead. You're the butthead. And I laughed and went about my day thinking, okay, got the joke, gave it back. No big deal. 20 minutes later, she comes up to my classroom and is like, you know what a butthead is? A butthead is somebody that's stupid. Why would you call me stupid? And then proceeds to whack the cheek. Not the butt cheek, the face cheek.
Now, was this like a stiff slap or was this a working slap?
This was the slap was premeditated by what is wrong with you. So she was serious about it. Also, I should probably preface the fact this is a much older woman.
Okay. You done pissed off the librarian.
Kind of. So I got mad at that point because, you know, just like the lead singer of Pearl Jam, my jaw left hurting. I just chewed her out, and then she tried to say something back, and I'm like, we're done here. Like, kids were starting to come in. I was not about to continue a full blown argument in front of children.
Yeah, the students, yeah.
Right. So they start coming in, and I'm like, I have to teach now. I have to do my job. Unlike you, you need to go. And so she does. She makes a comment, and then she walks out, and then I proceed to then say the word bitch. To which one of my kids heard me say it and had the shocked Pikachu look on her face, and I was like, "You didn't hear that,
dude." What I used to love in school was when we'd hear a teacher curse. The whole class, every time at my school, we'd all go, "Ooh."
Yeah, that doesn't happen anymore. People are so desensitized to the swear words that if I say them in casual conversation, nobody bats an eye. But the fact that I visibly used it to
Bitch.
call another grown-up a name, it was just so shocking to this person. So anyway, I'm like, you know what? I handled it. It's fine. Come to find out, a lot of people were really mad that I didn't go to HR because they want this woman gone. And I'm like, yeah, that kind of puts me in a weird position because, yeah, on the one hand, I could, quote unquote, slay a dragon. But on the other hand, then that just makes me out to be the pansy that goes to HR over everything.
I was going to say, then you're that guy.
Right.
And no one wants to be that guy.
Right. No.
I totally understand that.
I didn't want to be that guy. And because then what? Then I come across as, she hit me. I want to lodge a complaint. So.
As you push your glasses up.
Yeah. Let me tell you though. She's nice to me now. So, her name, part of her name is Terry. And she's never going to hear this. So,
Terry! Good Lord,
so,
back up, Terry! I
started calling her, and this is all going to tie back to a conversation we were having before we hit record about AI. And so, I start calling her Scary Terry.
Yeah, of course, Scary Terry.
Scary Terry. Which immediately brings my mind to Rick and Morty. And so, where does my brain go? I'm going to take a picture of this woman that's on the school's website. I'm going to take a picture of Scary Terry from Mik and Morty. Hey, ChatGPT, do something with this. And would you freaking know, it actually did a pretty darn good job. Because it took her, regular, the clothes that she was wearing, and it took her likeness and everything, and it didn't change any of that. The only thing it did was it added the hell background from the Scary Terry picture, and it made her put her hand up, and it had the 4 swords as the fingers.
Nice.
But it had her same smug ass little smile. And then it had in bloody letters on the top, Scary Terry. And I'm, you know what? ChatGPT, you are amazing, and I love you, even if you're AI.
I've seen that do some crazy shit.
Yeah. So, welcome to Steam Machine Podcast, everybody.
Yeah. That's Michelob. I'm Dalton. So, just right off the bat, let me explain this, and then I do have a teacher story for you because you're a teacher. We were going to do Subnautica this week. That was Willie's choice, but Willie is feeling under the weather, so we are going to push that to next week. And let me look at the calendar really quickly. There is 5 weeks in this month, so we could still technically do the freebies.
We can do the freebies.
So,
which means I got to get my rear end on itch.io and start looking at them.
Yeah, or Steam.
Okay.
Last year, even I think Nate found one on GOG that was free. The Graveyard High is what we played.
Okay.
Wasn't great.
I've never been on a freebies episode before, so I'm like, I've got new employee syndrome.
Got to come packing.
Yeah.
Come packing that heat, dog. Yeah, so basically everything's just being pushed back 1 week, but everything should still work out fine. Now, so when I went from 6th grade into 7th grade, here it shifted from elementary school into high school. We only have the 2. We don't have a middle school, right?
You don't have a middle school. And Florida education system.
Gotta love it. Clay County Education System School Board. Thank you very much. But I was in extended studies. So not the slow kids, the other one, the one where they put all the smart kids. And I was in there with this one dude. Let me tell you this one.
Gifted.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the gifted is what it was called in our the gifted program. Two of those kids in there that I was in there with are now doctors, and like they were way fucking smarter than I was. I'm not to toot my own horn, I do have a decent IQ. I just I'm just rather chill. I don't like to be that guy. Because you know how some people like that are smart. They like to flaunt that they're smart.
Yes.
Like,
all
yes,
too well.
I'm. Yeah. So
actually,
those guys. No, thank you. I don't want to ever be like that. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, so I was in the gifted class, and I had the same gifted class teacher from 3rd grade to 6th grade. So I had gotten to know her well. It was Miss Sands. That was the class that I used to play Gizmos and Gadgets on the Mac. Okay. And we used to play the learning games and stuff on the Mac. Anyway,
where was Miss Papyrus? Because you had Miss Sands. Where was Miss Papyrus?
Miss. Oh, it was Miss Sands. Oh no, Sands.
Oh, dang it,
Sands. Where was Miss of Time?
Oh.
Anyway,
pray return to Miss Sands' classroom.
When I went to high school, it was Miss Phillips that did the extended studies class. The gifted class.
Gotcha.
And all of us, and this is actually where I met my good buddy Dustin, who, if you're in our Discord, he's Darth Torm.
Okay.
We got put into this class. So there's 2 elementary schools near me. There's Keystone Heights Elementary, and then there's McCrae Elementary. And then both of them go to Keystone Heights High.
Okay.
So the entirety of my gifted class and then the McCrae gifted class went into this one class in high school with Miss Phillips. Now, Miss Phillips treated 7th grade like college.
Aha.
We had 4 projects to do every 9 weeks. If you had to do, if it was a poster board, if you had more than a 1/4 inch space between each of the things you put on your poster board, she would count off a point for each one.
Wow. So you had a measure.
Yeah, you literally had to make sure there was no space. We always just did no space between them.
Yeah.
It was insane. I wrote a book report for that woman, and she said I plagiarized it. I literally wrote it, and she said it was plagiarized.
Wow.
And I went home to my dad, who helped me write it. He didn't write it for me, but I talked to him while I was writing it and stuff, and wanted to get I wanted to use good words, big words, and things, because I wanted to make this teacher get off my fucking dick. So anyway, my parents ended up taking me out of that class.
Yeah.
By the end of the year, there were 6 students left in that class. All the other ones' parents had taken them out. The next year, that woman was no longer the gifted teacher. She was... So you may have heard me talk about this before. My high school had what was called time to read. After it was between 2nd and 3rd period, where we just went back to homeroom and we had to spend 30 minutes reading a book.
Okay.
If you got caught in the hallways and didn't make it in time before the bell rang, you got sent to her office, and you had to go sit in there and read with her in the library, or in the. She became like a counselor of sorts, but wasn't the actual guidance counselor. And
so they made up a job for her to get her to not teach anymore.
Yeah, I think I said her name was Miss Phillips. I was wrong. It was Miss Parrish. Fuck that woman. I don't give a shit. Her name was Miss Parrish. Miss Phillips was our guidance counselor, and that was a crazy bitch too. She was the one that I wore the shirt that said, "If I'm not a gynecologist, but I'll take a look," which I get is not appropriate for school, right? But I wore it anyway.
Not, but it's kind of hilarious.
So I knew I was in trouble, dude. I walked into 2nd period science class, and my teacher looks at me and goes, "Good morning, Dalton," and her eyes go down and see my shirt, and she walks over to her phone as I'm sitting down at my desk and gets on the phone and says something, and 5 minutes later, bing! "Dalton Suter, could you come to the guidance counselor's office, please? Dalton Suter to the guidance counselor's office." And I just shot a look over at my teacher, who would not look at me. And I was like, "Oh, you bitch. Oh, you bitch. You ratted on me." So I went to the guidance counselor, and I sit down in the office, and she calls me in, and I go and I sit in her office, because there was an office inside of an office. You know how this works.
Yeah.
And this woman looks at me, and then looks at my shirt, and looks at me again, and takes her glasses off, all like a fucking cop does in a movie, and uses her glasses to point at me. Mm-hmm. And she's like, if I was in the mall with my granddaughter and she read that shirt and she asked me what it meant, what am I supposed to tell her? And my smart ass,
I was gonna say, this is going somewhere. This is not going somewhere where you get out of trouble.
No. I said, tell her she'll find out eventually. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I was like, it's just a funny shirt. She throws me a roll of masking tape.
Oh no.
And says, cover it. Okay, so I put masking tape over it. You can see right through the fucking masking tape, which I pointed out to her. And she said, go in the bathroom and turn it inside out. And if I see you not wearing it inside out for the rest of the day, I will suspend you. Do you understand me? I'm like, yes, ma'am. So I just wore an inside out shirt the rest of the day. But like, dude, boy. The look on that woman's face when I said she'll find out eventually. I don't know. Like, oh, dude, if she could have, like, if looks could kill, I'd have dropped dead in that chair.
Yeah.
Like, straight up. I had no tolerance for bullshit from teachers. I had a teacher that used to throw a rubber chicken at you if you fell asleep. So I pretended to be asleep one day and she threw it at me and I caught it and whipped it back at her.
Oh, see, and I'm starting to, like, see some parallels to the way I run my classroom, too. Because we have a, what's called now a Yonder policy, YONDR. And this is a multi-billion-dollar company that, I shit you not, invented pouches for kids to put phones in.
Like when they walk into the class, they put their phone in the pouch so they can't use it?
They hold on to the pouches for the entirety of the school year. It is $10 a pouch. There are 1,300 kids in just our school.
That's a decent chunk of change.
Now imagine, like, add 2 more high schools. Actually, wait.
But I'm confused, though.
4 more high schools and 4 middle schools.
Okay, yeah, that's a big chunk of change at that point. But my question is, what is the purpose of this pouch?
The purpose of the pouch is, upon walking in the building, you have to check in at a front desk that's manned by teachers, and you have to take your phone, you have to put it in your pouch, the pouch magnetically seals. Kids can now not access their phone. They cannot open that pouch unless they break it. And if they break it, they're paying for it. So, at the end of the day, Hall Patrol goes around and puts these magnets up on the walls. The bell rings. As the kids are walking out, they're tapping the pouches to the magnets. The pouches open. They take their phone out. They leave the building. They go about their day. They come in the next day. Phone goes in the pouch. Magnetically seals. Same deal.
Bro, that's fucking wild.
Yeah. This is a multi-billion-dollar solution to a simple problem that is just be like, we see the phone, you go to the office.
I guess teachers just got tired of saying that, or did the schools get tired of having to deal with that?
The schools got tired of having to deal with it because they were getting blowback from the parents. Well, I need to reach my kid, and that kid doesn't have their phone on them.
You know what's fucking amazing, though? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what's fucking amazing to me is back in my day, if my parents needed to get a hold of it, if they needed to get a hold of me, they would call the school. And I would get called to the office and they'd be like, your mom's on the phone. She's telling you, hey, your grandparents are going to be picking you up today, or, like whatever. But That's how it was. There was I had a cell phone and my mom would still do that because she didn't want to get me in trouble.
Right.
Calling my cell phone.
It's basically all it is it's making it easier to enforce the policy. But it's also making kids craftier on top of it. So the only nice thing I want to say about this is that it's eliminated all gray areas. Even though it's cost like the district a ton of money, parents who call and complain well, what do I need to do if what do I need to do if I need to reach my kid? Well, you can call the office and we could send down for the kid. And like you said, pick up the phone. Well, what if my kid needs to reach me? Well, they could come down to the office. We have magnets at the secretary's desks. They can open up their pouch, take their phone out, contact you, get the response they need to get, put the phone back in the pouch, and go about their day. But and then there's, if you see an earbud, you send them to the office. Because why do you have an earbud? What's that connected to? How are you controlling it?
Fair.
So the downside is that us having to enforce that destroys report at the beginning of the year, because then we just get we as the messengers get yelled at for calling and having them removed and everything. So it initially started as board policy. Got to go to a board meeting if you don't like it. Your parents have to go to a board meeting if you don't like it. I just get paid to do this. And props to my admin for, taking the burden off of us. Because they're just like, you see it, call for hall patrol, we'll come get them, bring them down, we'll deal with it. And a lot of times, like, if they refuse to give them the phone, they just get suspended right off the bat.
To me, that makes sense in the way that, like, you're at school, you kind of got to do what you're told.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is a phone worth a suspension? Am I getting old that I don't see that that's worth a suspension? Like, if I was going to get suspended back in the day, I had to beat somebody's ass.
Yeah. No, but I guess, I don't know. Apparently, they're considering it disrespect and insubordination. So usually it ends up just being like in-house. If it's like a first offense or something, they won't kick you out of the whole school, but they'll have you spend a day in the ISS room, and you still have to have your work sent down to you and everything. Go ahead.
Our ISS guy was a volleyball coach, and in retrospect, he was very dryly funny, but he was such a dick.
You have to be if you're an ISS monitor.
So he's in there. I don't remember his name, but I remember his face vividly. He had a very square face.
Yeah.
But he handed me a packet. Okay. So I went through and I wrote down all the questions and answers, and I did the packet.
Yeah.
On a piece of paper, and I handed it in to him, and he goes, "Oh, that's great. But now do it again and copy every word of the packet."
He made it so miserable that you never wanted to get ISS.
Yeah. So when you got handed that packet, if you were in ISS, you had to write every word in it. Then you had to also answer the questions, but you had to, and that packet was not small.
No.
It was 8 hours worth of fucking writing. It was fucked up.
I wonder if we would even be able to get away with that nowadays. So anyway, just to kind of wrap this story up, Nefarious and myself and a couple other teachers have now turned this into a contest. Where at the end of the week, whoever catches the most kids with a phone or an earbud or an electronic or whatever gets a trophy for the week. What is the trophy for the week, you may ask?
A phone.
No. We 3D printed the Aggro Crag from Nickelodeon Guts.
Oh, tremendous.
That's Which awesome. Is literally just black box with the glowy rock piece. And that sits on the winner's desk.
Good.
And so now, instead of like the kids getting mad at us for catching them, now it's just like, I got a point, call, have them removed, and as they're walking out, they're like, "You better win that trophy this week, mister."
That's awesome. So it'd be really funny to me if you catch a kid with an earpiece and you're like, "Is that connected to your phone? Come on, man. You're supposed to," and the kid just whips out like a little square like AirPod from way back in the day, like the original iPod.
The iPods?
Like the iPod mini that was just like a play button and a skip button, and that was it.
Unfortunately, those only take, yes, I have one. They only take wired.
Yeah, there you go.
They only take wired.
Okay, so that'd be a dead giveaway with
Yeah.
the wire hanging down.
This one, on the other hand, I gotta find what I did with it. I just got one from a friend of mine, and I have no clue where I put it. I think it's in this box. Yeah, it's in this box. This one has been completely reshelled.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
And it has a micro SD card in it with upgraded storage. And it has a taptic engine from like an old iPhone. So now when the quick wheel moves, you actually feel the like haptics.
Oh, man, that's dope.
And it has a Bluetooth chip in it.
So you got a badass iPod is what you're saying.
I do have a badass iPod. Problem is, I don't have any of these connectors. I had to order one of the old...
yeah, the chargers are weird as shit, man.
Yeah.
Fuck proprietary chargers. I'm just going to throw that out there. Fuck them.
Yeah. And thank you, European Union, for doing something right for once. And making it so that USB-C is now a universal standard worldwide for everything.
Yeah, which is lovely. Like,
Yeah.
even this thing I just got today. This thing right here is USB-C.
Yeah. So, yep, your phone charger can charge that thing. Did you get that at work?
Yes. It is for doing dabs.
Ah.
Not the Fortnite
I was going to
dab,
say, not
but-
the arm thing.
No, not that.
Yeah.
But man, so if you cannot tell, ladies and gentlemen, we didn't have a lot planned for this episode, but there has been some planning going on in our midst, and I did get permission to talk about it. So today, it was announced in our Discord. I will admit, I happened to see it on Facebook first and DM'd Nate, and then it was announced in Discord, and then I was able to regale my happiness in Discord for it. But so our old buddy Nate, Big Daddy Nate, that is now appropriate title because him and his lovely wife are having a baby.
So, Willie's going to be an uncle again.
Willie's going to be an uncle, and I am stoked for them. I'm so happy for those guys.
Good for them. Yeah. I called
They
it,
look
by
so
the way.
happy in their picture.
Yeah.
Listen, we were talking about this beforehand. You called it, and I absolutely didn't. I was like, when Nate said in the Discord, or I think he said to us in the chat.
It was in a private group chat, yeah.
Yeah, he said reasons that he couldn't be on the show would be announced in October, yada yada yada. I'm thinking, oh, maybe he's got a big promotion. Maybe he's changing jobs again, and he can't talk about it yet for an NDA reason or something like that. Maybe he got to play Dragon Quest 12 and we can't talk about it because he's got an NDA. I don't know what was going on. And then that just shows where my brain's at compared to you. You're the married man with a kid. So
Yeah.
Go ahead. I know you want to brag. Go ahead and brag.
I DM'd Willie and was like, are you going to be an uncle?
And I don't even know if you said Willie didn't even know at that point, right?
Willie didn't know at that point. I'm hoping that he knew before we did. I'm assuming that he did. But, so yeah, his response back was not that I know of. But, yeah, when he said to be announced in October, I'm like, he's going to be a dad.
Well, I couldn't be more than hyped for him. I'm sure if it's a boy, it'll be named Hollow Knight. And if it's a girl, it'll be
Silksong.
Or Hornet.
Or Hornet.
I don't remember the guy in Hollow Knight's name. So
Hollow or Hornet. Or Sonic or Amy.
yeah. Or if I could throw one out there, Yangus.
Rouge the Bat.
Judging by your face, do you know who I'm talking about
No.
when I say Yangus? Okay.
No.
Dragon Quest 8, there's a character named Yangus. He's like short, stout, Barney Rubble looking guy who's like, "Oi, governor.
Okay.
How are you today?" He's just very, very lovable. He's just a great character. I hope we should emulate Dragon Quest 8 sometime and play it. I hope they do a remaster of that.
I think they're planning on it. They announced a later numbered Dragon Quest, but I don't know if it was 7 or 8.
7.
It was 7. Oh, that's right.
It's the PlayStation 1 one.
That's right. JRPG Report, that podcast that I was on for a little bit, that you still do.
Yeah. Just covered Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah, you would know. Oh, that's usually one of the best episodes of the year for that podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, it did all right.
Has it already been TGS time? I guess so, because it's October.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was the good stuff, but the problem with that is now there's going to be a drought for a while.
Yeah.
Everything big gets announced there, and then it's like, well, the next month is going to be dribbles of things.
Yeah, speaking of JRPGs, I got to pre-order Pokemon Legends ZA because that's coming out next week.
Yeah, that ought to be pretty sweet. I look forward to hearing about that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw my DM.
Which one?
But the one that Logan, about the game that Logan is going to have us play for his Patreon pick, Chained Echoes.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that.
That game has got a serious Metacritic rating.
How
it's like 94
long is it?
Or something like that. Chained Echoes? Let me pull up How Long to Beat. How Long to Beat off. Dude, for a while, if you went to howlongtobeatoff.com, it would take you to Factory Sealed's thing because Eric bought that domain because that was a joke on the show.
The Factory Sealed is that podcast that you said isn't around anymore, right?
Yeah, they ceased production, but those guys, man, they were great. Dan was known as Jock Buns, and the theme of Steam Machine is my song
Jock Buns.
Jock Buns, You Saved the Show.
Yeah,
and that was the joke because he would always say, "I saved this show." Because when he joined, the show got better. I'm not gonna lie. Dan was the man and is the man. All right, Chained Echoes. Main story, 35 hours.
Okay, that's potentially manageable.
It's about a Yakuza game length.
Yeah, and
it says completion is 56, so we'll probably throw a short game in there.
I was gonna say we might need to do a short pick for that, but I'm more than happy to give that a shot. Do I even have that on Steam? I should probably check that. I don't know if I should check it now because I don't want to overdo stuff and have my audio be a mess again, but
if there was ever an episode that would be all right, it'd probably be this one because we're just shooting the shit.
Yeah, but after having 2 episodes in a row with bad audio and one that Dane was especially looking forward to, that's kind of that.
I listened back to. See, I was skipping through the other day that Jurassic Park episode, and I don't know why I said that like that. Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park, eh? Over there,
Park, eh?
But you didn't sound all that bad to me, at least in the spots that I heard.
I sounded like I was in a completely different room yelling into the room in which everyone else was.
I don't know, man. I don't know if it sounded like that to me. Maybe I'll go back and give it another listen, but
I also stopped listening to it because I was so disappointed in myself. So maybe I got better.
It might have just been a hiccup. The issue on Steam Machine was just that your track was so much shorter than mine for some reason that
but it also
took a lot of editing.
It also was skipped for some inexplicable reason. My voice just kept skipping.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck was going on.
I don't know what the fuck was going on.
It was real strange.
Yeah. So now I'm all nervous about it.
Oh, while I'm thinking about it, I do want to give a shout out to my buddy that I work with, Matt. He has a TikTok, and I think he's over on YouTube as well. If you search Dropkick Buzz, just B-U-Z.
Uh-huh.
He does a bunch of gaming stuff. He's got I think he's pushing 9,000 followers. I think he's got eight and something.
Okay.
So he's got a bigger following than us, but I still wanted to give him a shout out. He's a cool dude.
Oh, nice.
I think he pretty much just deals with TikToks and YouTube shorts. I don't think he does long form content.
Okay.
But he's the guy I told you who's got the Buster Sword tattooed on his arm.
Yeah.
And he did tell me, he's like, dude, if you guys ever do Final Fantasy 7 or 10, let me know. I'd love to join. And I was like,
oh, really?
I was like, we've already done 7. I said, but
10.
We have not done 10, and 10 is one of my favorite games.
Final
Fantasy 10 is so good, dude. That game is so fucking good.
I need to.
I never played 10
definitely need to get there. What's that?
I've never played 10-2. I've dabbled in it, but I never played it to completion. So that's a game that I'd really like to try since it comes together now on Steam in the remaster.
You think it might be time to start thinking of a twofer series.
Like doing 10 then 10 2?
Doing 10 then 10 2?
I think that's highly dependent on if you and Willie can handle 2 long JRPGs in a row.
The answer to that would be no.
Exactly. So I think we space them out, but I would like to do 10-2 eventually. That's just like, I played Final Fantasy 13 on PS3. I didn't hate it. I never beat it because I was renting it, but I didn't hate it. So I would like to go back and play those games and see what exactly people fucking hated about them, because they made 3 of them.
13 by itself was good, but it's the same problem that people had with 13 that they have with 16. It's too linear for them. Instead of being able to go in and enjoy like the world and handle things at your pace and do the story at your pace, you don't get to explore towns. You don't get to, see what the things are generally like. It's just an on-rail story for a good chunk of the game.
But Final Fantasy X is one long hallway.
Is it really?
Have you never played 10?
No, we've had this conversation.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. Well, my memory sucks. You know this. Dude.
Why they call it
10
dope, kids?
That's what I call that shit dope. 10, there are big areas where it opens up and you can run around and farm and things like that. But dude, that game is a long fucking hallway in the grand scheme of things. It is so good. It's because of the story. And that's what makes me wonder about 13, because if the story was so good enough and is good enough in 10 that people don't really care, don't get me wrong, there are branching paths that you can go as far as like exploring in an area, but you're trying to go from point A to point B. You know what I mean? Like at all times.
Right.
Until you get into the, where I don't want to spoil too much for you, but like the temples, I'll call them.
Yeah.
But even then, there are puzzles and stuff, but you're still kind of just going down a path. But dude, it is so worth it. It's such a good fucking game. Seymour can suck a dick.
Seymour Butts?
Seymour Butts.
Huh.
Him and his stupid ass anime hair. And I love anime. But
I don't know why it's not okay for 13 to do it, but it's okay for 10 to do it. That is an interesting thought.
And it may just be that 10 is just an overall better experience.
Yeah, that's
but I don't know.
Well, can you go back and do side quests and stuff in 10?
I believe eventually you get, if I remember right, it's been a long time since I've played through it. I think eventually you get to where you can go back to older places. Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm thinking if there is a good side quest system, then that probably more than makes up for it. Like, I think I remember.
Well, there's a whole alphabet from a language that you don't, the Albed language that you have to find. So like you'll meet Albed people that they will talk to you and you will not know what the fuck they're saying.
Okay.
Like the game doesn't tell you, but you find these Albed primers and they teach you different letters, and you start piecing together where eventually you'll have like one word that you'll see where they'll be like, where? And then the rest of it's like, blah, 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 blah.
Huh.
And you can kind of, and I think that goes into like, if you do a new game plus, that carries over. So you play through again, you get more primers, and eventually you understand all the words they're saying. Here's the kicker in 10. Whether or not you're going to like Blitzball.
That's what I heard about. I heard Blitzball
Blitzball.
I heard Blitzball is you either love it or you want to throw your controller against the wall.
Yeah, you're either going to love it and you're going to spend far too much time trying to get a really good Blitzball team together, or you're only going to do the mandatory game or two and never touch it again.
Almost kind of sounds like the same deal with the baseball game in Yakuza 6.
Yes, but I find Blitzball more approachable personally. Like I sucked at the baseball in Yakuza.
I didn't even attempt it.
Yeah, dude. But man, it's just that baffles me that you've never played. Well, I've never gotten further than the first disc of 9.
Really?
Yeah. So my buddy let me borrow it back in the day, and I played through the first disc, and then it was his brother's, and his brother wanted it back. So I didn't get to play anymore, and they didn't have it in my rental store. So I've owned it for a long time and just never really sat down and played more than a couple hours of it. And so that's another one I'd really like to do for the show. There's like a handful of the Final Fantasies.
9 is fairly good. I enjoy 9.
Like, I love 12, and I know that's a divisive Final Fantasy too.
Yeah, 12 I've never played. And I heard it has a really good job system. And I also heard that a lot of 14's elements are inspired from 12.
I was about to say, you know how me and you playing Final Fantasy 11 was?
Yeah.
That's basically like playing Final Fantasy 12, but by yourself offline.
Oh.
But a bit prettier, a bit more, there's more to it than what it is in 11, because 11's, based on doing macros and doing your weapon skills and all of that, whereas you still have your list, attack, magic, and all of that stuff. But you have the gambit system where you're wanting to set up your party members to do what you want them to do.
Right.
Like you can refine that to a fucking machine, son, where you can go in and start a battle and set your controller down if you wanted to, and all of your characters will just use their gambit skills that you set up and fuck shit up.
Oh,
like one that I always do is use cure or use a potion if you get below a certain HP percentage. Okay. Or have your healer, you can set it where your healer will cast cure on someone who gets below a certain HP percentage. And there's different, dude, the gambit system is so fucking deep in that game. It really is.
Wow. Is it still turn-based? Like, you said it's turn-based kind of like...
It's pretty active. Like, it's like things are going on like in real time, but you have your turn-based selections.
Gotcha. Okay.
Think Kingdom Hearts, but easier to play. Like, this was before that, so...
Okay.
But like how that menu is, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The cycle menu.
Yeah, it's like that, but your characters are auto-attacking instead of you mashing attack and doing all that stuff. So,
gotcha. Okay.
That's why I said it reminds me of 11 in a way.
Because, 11, you auto-attack until your skills come up.
Until you're doing the skills instead of casting magic and stuff. It's kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
I got enough of... How am I trying to phrase this? I at least got that out of 11. How the battle system works.
Yeah, we did a lot of monster slaying.
Yeah. Not much else, but we did that.
The story in 12. Well, yeah, that's because I need to get you to a level where we can actually start doing quests and stuff.
In order to do that, I need time.
Yes, and that is the most valuable possession of us all is time.
Well, it's all your fault for making me play these banger games.
That's true. We do some good games here for the show.
We have done some phenomenal games in the last 3-4 episodes I've been on.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say 2 Yakuza games and 2 games that I never would have expected to like and adore.
Yeah, you liked My Friendly Neighborhood way more than I thought you would.
I loved that game.
It was a good ass game, dude. It really was.
Yeah. Oh, so I sent you an Instagram reel a little while ago, by the way.
I have not seen it yet.
Oh, it is.
If you sent it today.
It's from I think it's from a cosplayer. But she basically is mimicking what PS1 survival horror games are like. And it's essentially just, a pixelated character walking across a pixelated, static screen. Because you remember how it was in the PS1 days. It was just like a painted screen or a painted render in the back, and you just walked around it. Mm-hmm. And it had just the footsteps, the every time they walked, and then freeze so it could read the disc, load into the next part, freeze, change camera angle, then a menu comes up, take key, yes, ding,
That's awesome.
So almost makes me want to go back and play the original PlayStation version of Resident Evil.
I tell you what's interested me, and Brian is going to jizz his pants when he hears this, is Final Fantasy Tactics. And here's why.
I do love Final Fantasy Tactics, and a new one just got released. Well, not a new one, but
the remaster.
They remastered the original. I haven't bought it yet.
I haven't either, but it takes place in Ivalice.
Uh-huh.
Final Fantasy 12 takes place in Ivalice. Final Fantasy 12's story is basically Star Wars. Final Fantasy Star Wars. It is fucking awesome.
So,
and I am very
Evil Empire, Rebels,
an evil judge that gives off heavy Darth Vader vibes. Like
an evil judge.
Very.
Is that why Final Fantasy Tactics for the Game Boy Advance and the DS had a judge system?
I don't know. There's just some dudes that are in really big armor and they call them judges.
Yep. So in Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, there was a judge in every battle, and that judge would tell you what the laws for the battle were. So there might be a law that says, like, no swords, or there's a law that says no fire, or no fire spells. And if you use one of those, the judge comes up to you and issues either a yellow card or a red card. If they issue a yellow card, your character gets a penalty and can't break the law again. If they issue a red card, your character is removed from the battle, sent to prison. And then you have to pay money after the battle to get them out. Those stories also take place in Ivalice.
I assumed if you got the yellow card that you would be like, if I could find you now, things would get better.
Don't truncate this silence.
And
the audience needs to feel the awkwardness that is permeating this chat right now.
Then the judge will drag you to Ocean Avenue, where he'll sit and look and judge with you.
Straight to jail. Right away.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
I think that was... I'm trying to remember. Was it the Steve Carell Space Force show where that meme came from? The straight to jail? I don't even remember.
Oh, I don't know. I know that from Monopoly.
Well, yes, there's the do not pass go. That's obviously, but there's also
go straight to jail.
Yeah.
I don't know of a Steve Carell space show.
It was on Netflix for like a season. It was hilarious, but I don't think it ever got renewed.
Netflix does that a lot.
Yeah. It does. Unfortunately.
So, this is a gaming podcast, so I do have to ask you, Mik, have you been playing anything?
Yeah. Aside from the game that I'm thoroughly enjoying for the show?
Yeah, aside from Subnautica, which we will talk about next week.
So, I don't know that I would necessarily call it playing. More researching.
All right.
I do not like Fortnite. Never have. Battle Royale games don't appeal to me at all in the slightest. To the point where even when like Nintendo came out with some ones that you would think I would enjoy, I still didn't dig them. Like Tetris 99 and that Mario 35 that was out for 5 minutes. I didn't really dig those games.
Bro, fuck that Mario game.
Yes, for several reasons.
Because why did they get rid of it? There was no reason.
Nintendo got a Nintendo?
And then the whole only so many editions available of the FOMO of the Mario trilogy that came out too. Like, man, just fuck that whole fuck Nintendo. Fuck Nintendo.
Yeah, unfortunately, they make good stuff, and that.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I still like their games, and I'm a complete hypocrite.
Doesn't excuse their behavior, but man, they make good stuff. Like
not to
the
make
Switch 2. Like, I've been playing that more than other handhelds that I have right now, just because it's approachable and it's plug and play. I freaking bought Subnautica for the Switch 2 instead of getting it on Steam.
Yeah, and it looked pretty good when I was watching.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a Switch 1 version, but I don't know. The Switch 2 has this way of brute forcing the frame rate so that things, even if there's no like actual update for Switch 2, the game still runs smoother. So you were gonna say something though, and I cut you off.
It had to do with Nintendo, and now I can't remember what it was. Oh, I mean, I say fuck Nintendo. I still love them though. Like, I love their games and everything, and I know that makes me a huge hypocrite, but also fuck them. I don't want to make this political, but with how they go after people for shit to do with Pokemon or Mario or anything like that, for them to not send a cease and desist to ICE for using Gotta Catch 'Em All in one of their weird propaganda videos that they put out for Homeland Security.
What the actual?
Oh, yeah. And it's just like, that just baffles me. Not even, forget the fact that it's even just, it's ICE and I disagree with what they do and all of that. That is not even part of this point. The point is, like, how bad they went after Power World.
Yeah.
To the point that now they have a fucking patent on summoning things to fight for you. What the fuck's that going to do to Syllables? What's that going to do to any of these games? Coromon, Nexamon?
From what I understand of the patent, nothing. Only because the patent is very specific about the way the creature is summoned and what the creature does after it's summoned. I think the patent of being able to ride on summoned creatures is the scarier one, because every game, every MMO has mounts.
I was about to say, what about Final Fantasy 14 and 11? 11 and 14. 11 has had summoning mounts longer than I can remember a Nintendo game having a summonable mount other than Yoshi. And that's not even summonable. You have to find that fucker.
So I don't think these patents are going to ultimately do anything, because Nintendo has to act on them, and then a court has to deem that the patents should have been granted in the first place. To which the answer to that is no, they shouldn't have, because a patent is supposed to be something to protect an invention, so that other people can't make the same invention and claim that they came up with it. Yeah. Like, a patent is not meant to apply to game mechanics. And the U.S. Patent Office has, like, lost their... Actually, no, I take that back. I don't think it's the U.S. Patent Office. So somebody do, like, haha, Dane found an error if I'm getting this wrong. I think it's the Japan Patent Office that's granting these patents.
That wouldn't surprise me.
So I'm not 100% convinced that these would fly in the U.S. Patent Office, but Japan has different rules.
Here's the difference to me, though. Like, they get the, like you were saying, like this is basically them claiming that they came up with that, and that doesn't make any sense. But in America, fuck if I remember who it was, maybe WB Games, whoever it was that created the Nemesis system for the the Shadow of Mordor,
and
Mordor
nobody can use that patent system until it expires, or nobody can use that system until it expires.
Yeah, but they created that from the ground up. Like, that's theirs. You know what I mean? So that's understandable. Like, that patent I get, because they're like, we created this, we want to use it for a while before everybody else gets their hands on it. Whereas Nintendo is taking existing mechanics and being like, yo, we own that now.
Right.
Yeah, thanks.
They shouldn't be allowed to do that. Like, those patents should not be getting granted.
They're big dicking.
That's exactly what it is. And the problem isn't whether, they could enforce the patent or not. The problem is if smaller developers have the money to fight them. And in a lot of cases,
and that's a big
answer
issue.
Is no. So then what's the option? You settle out of court or you take your shit down.
Yeah, and it's going to... It almost feels like Nintendo wants a monopoly of sorts.
On specifically monster
I'm sure if
catching.
they could be... the whole... in that vein of the Pokemon style game. But, like, here's the thing. Digimon, been around just as long as Pokemon. Was Digimon games can't summon fucking Digimon anymore? Can you not ride your Digimon anymore?
And apparently in the latest game, you don't capture Digimon. You just knock them out a specific amount of times, and then you can create like a digital copy of them. So there's no actual capturing going on.
So that's been in the Digimon games since Cyber Sleuth, which I had on early days of PS4. So that is a few games now, at least in that style. I really want that new Digimon game so bad, but it's $70.
There's a demo, and I think the demo is something like 3 hours long, and the save data carries over.
That's a blue balls for me, dog.
Because you start the demo, and then you're going to want the full game.
Yeah, as soon as I start the demo, I'm going to end up spending $70. So I'm trying to hold off. I'll get it on its first sale or something.
Think about your backlog golf score.
I still have a Digimon game that was the sequel to Cyber Sleuth. I still haven't beaten Cyber Sleuth. That's one that I want to go back to for the show and do another redo of. Because Cyber Sleuth's super good. And then the sequel to that, I owned on PS4. Here's the thing. Here's how my brain works. Oh, man, I'm really enjoying Cyber Sleuth. Okay, I'll buy the sequel, and then I'll play it when I beat Cyber Sleuth. So I buy the sequel. Then I never beat Cyber Sleuth, so I never played the sequel. So when I got a computer and they came bundled together, I was like, oh, I'll buy those. So I'll beat Cyber Sleuth and then finally play that other game, and then I still haven't beaten Cyber Sleuth.
Funny story. You know how my brain works? I beat Final Fantasy VII Remake. So now I can play Rebirth. Oh, they came out with a PS5 upgrade, and it has another side story in it with Yuffie. I need to get that so that I can play the DLC. No, I'm going to play it again on PS5. So now I have to play Rebirth a second time. Or not Rebirth. Now I have to play Remake a second time. And then I get through the DLC. And then I start playing Rebirth. I get a good chunk of the way through Rebirth. Well, hot damn. My son really, really likes playing my PS5 now. I don't have access to it. Oh, look. It's on Steam. Let me get Rebirth on Steam. Oh, hey, Remake is also on Steam. Let me get that. Well, gosh darn it. Now I need to play Remake again.
Well, at least it's a good game.
And so Nefarious is sitting there going, just play Rebirth. Just play Rebirth. And I'm like, no.
Does save carry over?
No, it does not.
Yeah, well then what the fuck?
It does not.
Oh, it's tremendous, dude. Tremendous.
And then, like, my issue is, well, I want to play this on a handheld because I'm never home. Oh, it runs like butt on a handheld. Shoot. Well, maybe I'll use cloud gaming. Nope, not available on any cloud gaming platforms. Nope, that's not an option. Oh, wait, it's coming out on Xbox. Maybe I should get it on Xbox and see if it's Game Pass compatible. Now I'm going to buy the game a third time. I'm not a healthy man, Dalton.
Speaking of games, the one that I just thought of, because I saw it in my little my Steam thing here. Did you get the gift that I sent you?
I did. The tiny
Tricky Towers.
What was it? Tricky Towers. I was going to say Tiny Towers.
So I got this for you, me, Willie, and Nate, and then I saw that Dane had it in his wish list, and he was the only person on my entire friend list that had it in his wish list. So I got it for him too, because it was $5 on sale. And it's basically, you're using Tetris pieces, but it is a physics puzzle game.
Interesting.
Because you have to build and balance. And some of them you have to build it a certain height, and it has to stand for at least 3 seconds without falling over. And you'll win.
Tetris meets Jenga.
Like reverse Jenga. Like you're building the Jenga tower and it can't fall over, right? Then there are modes where there is like this laser beam and you can't build above that, but you have to use every piece that it asks you to.
Oh.
So you have to start getting real creative in the later levels with balancing and shit. Like, it's a cool game. It's a cool game.
I have to give it a shot.
It also has multiplayer.
Oh, okay. So like one of those situations where the better you are, the worse the other person's going to do because you're throwing crap at them.
You know, I don't remember if... I think that there is ways that you can like sabotage one another, but a lot of times I think it's just like races to see who does it first, or you know who can get the most on their tower without it falling over.
So like a giant Mario Party
I could be
game.
wrong though. In a way, yeah, but you're just building block towers. Yeah,
that's definitely something we should try and get a couple of us on for.
Yeah, dude, it's just a good little like it's something that I would load up and play before work. You know what I mean? Like, I have this weird thing where I don't like to play games that I have to be invested in before I leave the house. If I have to leave the house. So before work, I'll throw on like a Good Mythical Morning and I might load up Pro Wrestling Sim and do like a day or two. Or I'll load up an idle game and just do my idle stuff for the morning. Or I'll load up like a game like Tricky Towers and do a run or two. Geometry Wars is the same way.
Yeah.
And then just run out because there's no like time commitment really. You can just in, out, on with your life.
And that's kind of where I've been at certain points in the day. Like before bed, I'll typically not really game at all, but if I really feel the need to play something quick, I'll do like a retro game or something that I could put down in 20 minutes. Or, you know, right before I have to go pick up the kid, if I have a little bit of time, I will do a quick game. Pokemon Violet has kind of been my game for that lately because it's pretty easy to do stuff quickly in that game and feel a sense of accomplishment, even if it's just catching a couple Pokemon or just getting from point A to point B or leveling up one of the mons. Like, that game has always been pretty approachable in that sense. Even like Subnautica, you could have like quick little sips of that game, even if it's just like resource farming. No Man's Sky is the same way. If you're just resource farming or trying to build something. But yeah, getting back to the Fortnite conversation, I started to express interest in this game for one reason and one reason only: Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Okay. And was that until you saw how much the skins would cost you?
No. That was until I realized how predatory the game is. So, when I originally looked at it, the skin pack was like 3,800 V-Bucks, which I don't know how that translates into real world dollars. I'm going to say, hypothetically, maybe like $20-$30.
Yeah, so let's say $30.
That's all well and good. The green and the white Rangers, as well as the Megazord, are hidden behind a battle pass. So you have to actually play the game to get those. So I had held off for a long time, thinking like, there's no way I'm going to play this game. And then I started like looking up some of the other modes, and I'm like, oh, you know, maybe I will play like the Lego version, because that looks like it might actually be more my style. It looks like an actual survival builder game. And then I saw that they had a Guitar Hero mode, and I'm like, so I went as far as to get this like controller that actually has the frets on it, and to where you could actually play, you know, Guitar Hero like games with just a handheld controller, like a portable solution. Even though I have guitars, like, I'm not always going to want to, you know, go downstairs, get a guitar, connect it, do all this setup just to play like a song. So I got this. Yeah. The controller was half off on Prime Day, so it's not like I wasted a crap ton of money on it, and it's something that's kind of cool to have and whatever. And then so I finally get myself psyched up enough to be like, you know what, I'm going to try it. Go to get the Power Rangers pack. No longer on the store. Come to find out, they rotate the store stock. And they've already moved on to Halloween like Walmart and Target.
So it's FOMO.
Yeah. They prey on your FOMO. Get this now because it might not be here tomorrow. It's super predatory.
And I assume it costs 3,800 of the V-Bucks. But you can only buy 4,000 if you want to get the 3,800, and then you're left over with 200, but you can't buy anything with just 200, so why not buy a little more? So Josh Strife Hayes in his worst MMO series, where he's trying to find the worst MMO ever, if you go and watch a lot of those videos, he will open up their stores and then just start explaining how predatory they are and what makes them predatory, and you are singing the exact same shit that he talks about on there, because it's like, that is meant for you to keep spending money, you know, and they design that to be like that. You have to buy 4,000. The thing costs 3,800. You now have 200 left over. There's nothing for 200, but you don't want to waste. That's money wasted if you can't spend that on anything. So you might as well add a little more money to get something else. But then you might have 50 left over, and then you're like, oh well, fuck. Now I have to get more, and it's just a never-ending cycle.
Wow. Yeah. Wonder what other MMOs do. I mean, Fortnite's not an MMO, but I wonder what other games do that.
A lot of free-to-play MMOs do that. A lot of them.
Elder Scrolls Online
from
definitely
the
has a cash shop. I know that.
Elder Scrolls Online is the coolest game for Elder Scrolls lore type stuff. Elder Scrolls Online sucks at being an MMO.
It sucks at being a game in general.
I didn't mind playing through and doing quests and like learning about the first era that game takes place in, because I'm a big nerd for all that shit. But every MMO I've ever played, barring Guild Wars 2, and we'll talk about that in a second, Final Fantasy 11, that's a bad example. World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14. One of my favorite things to do, mount farming. Going, killing hard enemies, and hoping you get that mount drop, because when you finally get it, ooh, is it a fucking rush of dopamine.
Absolutely.
Elder Scrolls Online, none. I repeat, none. There are no mount drops in that entire game. If you want something other than the basic horse, you have to buy it from their store.
Again, preying on the FOMO.
Now, I get that it's buy to play, right? I get that. Guild Wars 2 has a bunch of different mounts, right? For different things. You get your Raptor mount, that's your normal mount. Then you get like the Jaguar mount that can leap distances. You get your Hopper mount that can jump high. There's a Stingray mount. There's a Dragon mount that glides. There are different mounts that you can get, right? But there's a bunch of different ones. If you want them to look different, you have to buy the skin for it to look different. Or I think that there's ways that you can earn them in-game, getting certain in-game achievements, because that game's got a shitload of in-game achievements that you can get. And there are skins that are rewards and things like that. So there are ways to earn it. And I think maybe even some skins drop from bosses and stuff like that, right? But Guild Wars 2 is free to play. You buy the expansions and stuff if you want, but the base game of Guild Wars 2 is free. Right. They got to make money somehow. Right. So like, I don't fault them as much, but they're a lot less predatory with the way that they do their currencies. It's like, if you want 2,000 of the currency, $20. You want 3,000, $30. 4,000, $40. You know what I mean? There's no weird discrepancy.
But also, why can't these companies just attach a cash equivalent to what you want to buy, and you just buy that and call it a day?
Well, Final Fantasy 14 does that.
And all the stuff in that store is optional.
And goddamn is it expensive.
But it's also doesn't go anywhere. It hits the store and it stays on the store. And if ever you have a point where you feel like you want to buy that, it's there and it will continuously be there. Whereas...
But I recommend sales.
Yes. And it does go on sale. Stuff does go on sale at the same time. Whereas in Fortnite, this whole rotating every 24 hours, I was talking to one of my coworkers about this. Like, he bought the Power Rangers pack, and I'm like, is that coming back? And he's like, no. Because he plays Fortnite on the regular. So he knows how the system works. And I'm saying to him, this is predatory as heck. So now you're telling me that I have to, check every day to see if this is going to be available, and then when it is, if on the occasion that it does become available, I have to absolutely make sure I have money set aside for that, because I need to get it quickly. And that kind of bothers me.
Can I recommend something instead? Do you own Final Fantasy 15 on Steam?
I do. Why?
There are mods on Steam Workshop that turn the characters into Power Rangers. They're like suits that you can, how you can change their outfits? There's an option for modded outfits, and one of them is it makes Noctis, I think, the Red Ranger. Then there's the Blue Ranger, the Black Ranger, and I think they do the White Ranger or something. But so if you want to just go around and beat some ass as the Power Rangers, and there's even mods, I think, to change the weapons to the Power Ranger weapons.
Yeah. I have Rita's Rewind though, so I could just go finish. I could just go play that.
There is that too,
and that game has gotten a lot more improved since we've done it for the show. Never let me pick a new release for the show ever again.
Hey man, you knew how much I love Power Rangers and how much you love Power Rangers. We had high hopes. It's all good.
But the funny thing is a week after we recorded that episode, they fixed everything we complained about.
I like to think that's because of
they listened.
They all listened. I almost feel like that these companies have an AI that scans and gives them a report on what every fucking podcast talking about their game says.
That's highly possible.
Would not surprise me at this point.
And because the title of that episode was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind, which kind of sucks though, because then people listening to that episode are going to be like, this game is crap, and they're not going to buy it even though they fixed all the problems.
Well, hopefully people are like I am. When I hear a game is crap, I go and look at the Steam page. Have there been updates? How are the updates been received? You know, that's like if you would have listened to the boys from Factory Sealed, like we were talking about them earlier, their opinion on No Man's Sky when it first came out,
garbage.
You didn't ever touch that game. Whereas I was singing its praises. Still at that point, I was like, listen, there is a good game here. Like if they stick with it, there is a good game.
And they stuck
here.
with it.
That was always my argument. And then years later, Dan, the one I was talking about, Jock Buns, credited me and said, to Dalton Suter's credit, and they used to call me Sutor, Sutor. So he goes, to Sutor's credit, he goes, he's been singing the praises of this game for a long time, and now he's getting to eat good with it. So, you know, they were like, in the end, he was right. And I was like, goddamn right I was.
That's awesome.
Yeah, shout out to Dan, shout out to Mike.
Hopefully you still listen.
Shout out to Eric. Yeah, I think Mike still pops in every now and then. I know Mike. Shout out. I want to give him a special shout out actually because he's in a Foo Fighters cover band called The Best of Foo, and they're in England, but they're pretty good, dude. I enjoy listening to when he posts live clips of them and stuff. I always try to give it a like and a share.
So when he looks back at his time in Factory Sealed, does he think it's times like these you learn to love again?
I'll say yes. Or no. I don't know. I'll say I don't know. I don't know.
That's a Foo Fighters song.
A lot of No. I know that, but like in actuality of it, there's a lot of gray area around that I have ain't my place.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
I was just making a bad joke.
I often wonder if his dick is ever long.
What'd you say about his penis?
I said I often wonder if his dick is ever long. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. You make a Foo Fighters joke, it's okay. I make one at gay and I get the glasses off in the eye rub. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself, Mik. In fact...
Well, now it's because I'm crying.
You're just another one of those fakes. You're a pretender. What if I say that I'll never surrender?
What if I say I'm not like the others?
Because I'm looking to the sky to save me. I'm looking for a sign of life, Mik. I'm looking for something to help me get things right.
Fingernails.
I just want to make my way back home and learn to fly.
Fingernails are pretty. Dalton, did you know fingernails are good?
Fingernails? Fingernails are great.
Seems like all they ever wanted was a market.
And this little piggy did go back to market, so, you know, this show is completely off the rails.
It's all Willie's fault. Blame Willie.
Blame Canada.
That too. Oh, God.
Oh, man. Oh, speaking of Canada, dude, have you ever watched either Trailer Park Boys or Letterkenny?
Letterkenny, yes. Trailer Park Boys, I watched one episode and was like, I can't do it. But...
Was it from the first season?
Yes, it was the first episode.
Okay. This is going to sound like, okay, yeah, whatever. But, like, listen to me. That entire first season is real weird because they had a real low budget.
Yeah.
And that doesn't get better for years as far as their budget goes, but they get better as far as making the show. That whole first season is like, when you get through it, you know the characters. And then from then on, it's one of the funniest fucking shows ever. But that first season is almost like awkward comedy because you have to get to know, like, Ricky's a fucking idiot. Julian is always got a drink in his hand and he's always scheming. And Bubbles is Bubbles.
So I kind of feel like Letterkenny follows that same vein. I think the whole first season is kind of getting to know the characters. Yes. Like, it's just a big expedition jump. And then the shit that they pull in future seasons makes it all the much more funny.
Yeah, 100%. Like, that first episode, that introduction where the two hockey players pull up.
Yeah.
And the first joke of the show is, nice onesie, does it come in men's? Oh, I think you come in men enough for us all, bud. Like...
And that's funny.
It just sets the tone immediately, right?
Yeah.
And then you start realizing, oh, okay, so these dudes are quippers. They're going to hit you quick. And they just fucking light those. Did you really just take your fucking shirt off and put your hat and sunglasses back on, bro? It's like that is just, it is just so good. It's such good comedy. And I think there was inspiration from Trailer Park Boys because Trailer Park Boys came first. And really, like, those are like the two biggest comedy shows that came out of Canada, at least down here. And damn, if they're not both fucking
Trailer
hilarious,
Park Boys walked so Letterkenny could run.
Yes, pretty much. Pretty much, man. Like, there's a whole Trailer Park Boys movie where Ricky finds out that Canada's trying to legalize weed.
Yeah.
And he's like, he goes to the head big courts and tries to argue that they shouldn't legalize weed so he can keep selling weed and making money on it. He's like, I grow and sell dope, man. What am I supposed to do if the fucking government's growing and selling dope? I can't fucking compete with the government growing and selling dope. That's what the fuck.
You know that conversation was
hilarious.
Had somewhere in Connecticut when they decided to legalize up here.
I bet.
But I gotta lower my prices now. I gotta actually open up a storefront.
Oh, man, dude. Oh, well, brother, is there anything else you would like to chat about? I know we're kind of just been bullshitting for about an hour and a half. And, it'll probably be a little less with Truncate, but
no,
I will say
I wish I could say I was playing more, and I can't talk about what I did this week because I signed an NDA for it. I have to wait till next recording to talk about that.
Yeah,
the embargo is up on the 15th, so I am anxiously holding my tongue on all of that because there's so much I want to talk about.
Oh, there's a good tease. A little mystery. I will talk about some things that I've been playing. Now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't mention anything I've been playing.
I was gonna
let's do that first.
This was mostly just bullshitting, but I got in my little Fortnite rant.
I have been playing some Skate. They released a new update and introduced a Skate Pass, which is basically like a battle pass but for skating.
Oh boy!
And so far it's been just things that you do while you play the game. There's nothing to like. I haven't found anything that I have had to go out of my way to complete, which is nice. Also, I bought the Founders Edition for the game, one of the supporter edition things. So I got the first premium Skate Pass for free. And then I believe you can earn enough of the currency with the pass to then buy another premium pass. So like once you buy it, like there's a way to
as
keep
long as
just
you're actively
in-game
playing
currency.
the game, you're rewarded appropriately.
Yes. But it is EA, so who knows how long that will actually last. Hopefully for the devs' sake, a while. But they updated the graphics. People online still bitching about this game, and I just don't understand it. I just think the internet likes to bitch for the sake of bitching.
It's not just the internet.
That's where I'm at on that.
So,
people
really quick about EA. Did you know that instead of trying to figure out how to get their anti-cheat systems working on the Steam Deck, they just flat out washed their hands and said, we are ending Steam Deck support for all of our games.
Really?
Yeah. They're just like, we're not dealing with it. Go play on Windows.
Well, that's kind of
very shitty. But it's also very EA.
That's true. You remember when Electronic Arts was awesome?
Yeah.
EA Sports.
In the game.
It's in the game. Fuck, man. That was such a good time back then.
So some of my favorite
how the mighty have fallen. I remember
games were actually hockey games back in the day. I loved playing multiplayer hockey games on the PS1.
Oh man, I loved some of the football games. Never Madden.
No.
I always liked NFL Extreme, which I think that was a Midway game, actually, not EA, but
Midway.
I know
Midway
was
EA
good.
didn't do NHL Blitz either, but I freaking loved Blitz.
Oh, Blitz was great. It might have been. No, it was the NFL Extreme that was Midway, but Blitz was great too, dude. Blitz was awesome.
Blitz.
Very similar games. Extreme and Blitz were basically the same style, where it's like, oh, you want to beat the shit out of people after the play is over?
One of my favorite
Let's do
things to do, my brother and I did it all the time, was to just mash each other into the side of the rink to the point where we would just spawn fights all the time, and we would just have the fist fights.
Dude. When I was up visiting Ryan in New York and we were playing NHL 14 on his PS4, he would play offense. And when it was defense, I would play defense. I was goon, man. I cannot tell you how many times I just absolutely, because they added basically the Madden truck stick.
Yeah.
to the hockey game, how many times I just fucking obliterate somebody and the whole team's flood and there's a big fucking fight. There's a big Donnybrook and then they got to break it up. And then it would go back and Ryan would score a goal and then I'd get the controller back and I would cream somebody. The teams come out again. Everybody gets into a fucking fight. Ryan's like, man, why are all the fights happening when you're playing? I'm like, dog, because I am creaming the shit out of these dudes.
I played dirty.
Oh, yeah. I didn't give a fuck. Penalize the shit. Fuck, I don't care. I think me and Ryan turned penalties off for our season play. Just so we could have a blast with it. You know what I mean? That's what I love doing in Madden. Turn all the penalties to low. So you really got to do something egregious to get a flag thrown on you. And then let's just go play football.
That's, I don't know.
Like
you need to be able to suspend disbelief in a game like that, especially if you're just trying to have fun. That's why I always tell people in Smash Brothers, just turn the freaking items on. And I get so much shit for that. Like, well, that's not how you play the game. I'm like, if that's not how you play the game, then why did the developer put it in the game?
Yeah. Yeah, I know there's like the argument that items lessen skill and all of that.
But it's not like, supposed to be a game that you get skilled at. It just, the game debuted at EVO, and I don't even think Nintendo allows it at EVO anymore. But ever since it became an EVO game, like everybody, that's the Final Destination, items off. That's the only way to play the game. I'm like, that takes the fun out of it. It takes the randomness out of it.
I mean, that's just like, I like Drop Frames, the podcast. But I've heard more times than I can count, and like I think all three of those guys basically saying that they play on the hardest difficulty because that's how they get the most out of the game. They feel like that they get the most reward and all of that. And I'm like, that's gravy for y'all. But I don't want that to, like, that seems to be like a common thought now. It's like, oh, if you're not playing on the hardest difficulty, you're not really playing the game. Suck my motherfucking dick.
I'll play
on whatever difficulty I want
to relax. And I've learned over the years, because I used to be very competitive with games. Like Pokemon Sword and Shield, I was super into the competitive scene. I had like aspirations of going to Worlds. I never even qualified. But I got so competitive to the point where it stopped being fun. And so I'm like, you know what? Then I backed out of competitive. I've never done competitive Pokemon since. And there are other games that I'll play. Like, I had to teach myself, and it took me 40-something years of my life. If a game is frustrating me, put it down. Go play a different game, because you're trying to relax, not add to your stress. And that's why I've kind of even fallen off Final Fantasy XIV a little bit, because now I'm at the point where, like, the game is a freaking time-consuming, frustrating grind.
Yeah, because to me, there's a point in Final Fantasy where, like, okay, you get all your jobs maxed. All that's left is either the ones you don't want to play and get them up high, or now you get to introduce yourself into raiding and trying to get best in slot and shit like that. And that has never interested me.
Me neither.
I did that in World of Warcraft back in the day, and I got fucked over by a guild master. Just left. He was my arena partner. We were geared arena, and he just left. Took the whole guild, gone. Left us with a level 1 guild. Completely fucked us over, and I just quit doing PvP from there.
That said, when we did PvP in 14 a while back, it was actually pretty fun because we weren't really focused on winning. We were legit just doing something with our hands while we bullshitted. Yeah,
that PvP. In 14, way different ball game than doing arenas in World of Warcraft. That's more like, did you ever do the PvP in Final Fantasy that wasn't the ones that we would queue for?
The smaller one?
Yeah, where it's like 5 on 5. Those are way more fucking like, but the big scale ones, dude, who fucking cares? Let's just go in there and have a ball.
To this day, I haven't figured out how to actually be good at PvP in that game.
I want to charge into that group of people, and I want to kill that white mage before they can all kill me. Like, that's the kind of shit that I do in PvP in Final Fantasy 14. I am not helpful to my team usually, unless I'm that one where you can click where you guard the thing. You click the thing and you get
points for your team based on how many of those things you protect or get.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to claim them. I mean, and that's an arduous process, but like then having everybody come and protect you, and then all of a sudden here comes a wave of the red team or the blue team, yellow team, whatever, and you're just like, oh shit, that's a great time. But I don't let that get stressed. I don't even look at the fucking chat half the time because people will be losing their goddamn minds in that chat, cussing everybody on the team, saying we all suck and our mothers should die a horrible death and all kinds of stuff like that, and I'm just in there like 30 deaths in, like, yeah, charge. Who gives a shit, dude? Just have fun. It's a fucking video.
Yeah. One of these days I will figure out how to actually, like, successfully kill somebody in PvP in that game. I haven't touched PvP since you dropped your sub.
The key, my good sir, is stun locking them.
I don't know how to do that.
Like, say you're on a warrior. Charge in, hit him, blah, 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 blah. Use that kick move, stun him. Hit him again. Use your other thing to put a bleed on him. If there's no one there to heal them, they're fucked. Goodbye.
But then when you're trying to figure out how to do that, someone else is coming at you.
Oh, yeah, you got to juggle. Juggle.
That's all you can do. Not a juggalo, though. Not really into Insane Clown Posse.
Juggler. Fuck with the juggler. Ah, well, you know.
So we got off.
You're not really supposed to clown around in PvP.
Here, I'll do it one more time. So we went from Skate to Final Fantasy 14. We like did a complete 180.
Yeah, so there is one other game I want to bring up that I've been playing, and I'm so near the end of it, but I'm doing all the DLC first. And that, my friend, is The Fractured Butthole.
Oh, South Park.
Been having a blast with that game, dude. Fucking hilarious.
Dude, I loved Stick of Truth.
So did I. I know you said you weren't as fond of Fractured Butthole as you were Stick of Truth.
Yeah, I'm not really into the Fractured Butthole.
I would really like to do both of them for the show. I think I did Stick of Truth back in the day with Ryan, but I'd like to cover that one again with you guys because it's just such a good game and it's not that long. That game's like 9-10 hours long.
I think I would probably
Fractured
I've
Butthole.
beaten Stick of Truth twice.
Yeah, me too. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, once on PS4, once on PC.
Once on PS4 and once on Switch. So I don't know. I'd be down to play Fractured. I think I'd probably be willing to give that a shot. My problem is I really need to stop trying to play sequels after I've played the original. Like I really need to take breaks in between and like.
Oh yeah, put a little birth in there. Yeah,
like I've been calling them palate cleansers, like something to
that's a good way to put
short
it.
Game in between, just to kind of I don't know, get the taste out of my mouth so that I could be prepared to enjoy it again. Because otherwise, it just feels like I'm playing an extension of the same game, and I get burned out.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, dude. That's why I think I didn't immediately jump into Trails the Third because coming off of first chapter and second chapter, I needed a break between there. But dude, hear me out though. I'm not going to spoil why, but there is an instance in the Fractured Butthole later on in the game where you were having to fight some cops. And the main cop, the redhead guy with the mustache, is like, "You left me no choice, kids. I didn't want to have to do this, but you're gonna have to fight my monster," or whatever he says. And he hits this button, and this cell opens up, and what or who comes out of it? Jared from Subway.
Of course, it's Jared from Subway.
And you have to fight Jared.
Oh my god! It's like the freaking
but you
woodland
do get to kick his ass.
He's raping me. He's raping me.
This little fucking hail Satan, hail Satan. We're gonna have a blood orgy. Dude, I fucking love South Park.
They're like
they're still great.
These cute little woodland creatures, and Sam's like, "Get him out of there! Get him out!"
They say they want to be my friend. They want me to follow them. Oh God! Yeah, all the kinds of shit. Man, bear, pig.
God, man, bear, pig, which is basically Al Gore. You fight Man, bear, pig, and Stick of Truth, and that's freaking hilarious. I love that.
Do you Do you remember? Have you seen any of the new episodes they've been doing recently?
Just snippets with
little snippets and clips.
Snippets and clips. Little tiny dongs of information.
Okay. So you've seen that the way that they used to do Saddam Hussein, they now
Trump.
do Trump like that with the head that does it. Man, that makes me laugh so much. And then little baby JD Vance. Oh, dude, it's just fucking funny. It's just fucking funny. And then like anytime they reference Democrats, it's usually just like someone looking decrepit and dead. It's like an old, like they just don't give a fuck, and I love it. They just like they don't care if you're part of the government, you're part of mainstream media, you're part
everyone's
of the music
fair game.
industry. No one is safe.
Oh, and the
South
funny
Park.
part about that is like they literally signed like a multi-million-dollar contract.
Oh, I think it was billions.
And then they drop that. Like, if that's the ultimate, like, you gotta respect it.
That's the thing, is like they've been at this so long now. The shit that they do that should be like, oh my god, that's offensive. People are like, oh, it's just South Park.
Exactly.
Because they've earned that by this point. You know what
exactly.
I mean? Good shit. But their games are also hilarious. I haven't played Snow Day. I heard that one was rough.
I heard Snow Day wasn't great.
But the thing is, they made it 3D. Yeah. And to me, the charm of the two South Park games is that they look exactly like the show.
And the last 3D South Park game that I remember was not hot either. And that was the 64 one.
Yeah, dude. With the turkeys. Yeah. I never played it, but I've seen that game's infamous.
It's basically South Park Turok is what it is. And Turok was a rough game too.
But I do want to give Fractured Butthole the shout out. It's about the Stick of Truth, for those of you that don't know, is basically like Lord of the Rings. And then Fractured Butthole is the next day after after the ending of Stick of Truth. It's like the next day, and they're all like, "No, fuck that. We're doing superheroes now." So they all started playing superheroes, and they made Timmy Professor Xavier basically, which is just the best they could have done.
Whenever you get the urge to play Stick of Truth, do you go and watch the 5-parter Game of Thrones knockoff that was Xbox versus PS4?
No, I don't know. Somebody mentioned this to me the other day, and I don't remember a Game of Thrones South Park thing, so I might need to go back and watch it.
It's a 5-parter. I don't know what season it's in, but I think if you look up South Park Xbox versus PS4, you'll see it. And it's basically, I'll spoil a couple things for you that are just fucking hilarious. They're trying to get into the mall early on Black Friday so that the 4 kids can share either an Xbox or a PS4. And they end up not being able to settle on which one they want, because I think Cartman and Stan want one, and Kyle and Kenny want the other. And so you end up with the Game of Thrones split, and you end up having this war. And so now each side is plotting. Meanwhile, like, Randy gets a job at the mall for doing mall security because he wants to get to all the sales first. And so he's of course, if he has a job in mall security, he's at the mall before they open, he could do all his shopping first. And that ends up being like the wall. And the way they talk and act, it's like it's like the characters at the wall with the White Walkers and everything. And the last thing I'll spoil for you is that ultimately the kids decide that they can't settle the argument of Xbox versus PS4 if they can't get into the mall. So they declare a truce, and they decide that they are going to rent out the attached Red Robin and say it's for a wedding, because Red Robin opens early for special events if you book ahead of time. So they booked the Red Robin wedding.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to watch that. I've never seen Game of Thrones, but I know what you're referencing. So, yes, I'll check that out.
Yeah. No, one of my favorite parts of South Park is that 5-parter. And
now, question: do they end up blowing them all up? Because in Fractured Butthole, the mall was fucking destroyed. Or no, that happens in Stick of Truth, doesn't it? That's right. The alien crashes into the mall. The alien ship.
But some shit does go down at that mall. That poor mall. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to spoil it for you because I want you to go watch that 5-parter. As a matter of fact,
I'll
hang on.
Find a way.
Dane, Jeff, Ducky Man, let's make that happen. South Park 5-parter. I go on. We're doing it.
That's if you can convince Dane and Jeff to watch South Park.
Neither of them.
I think you'd be more likely to convince. I think you would be more likely to convince Dane than Jeff to watch South Park.
I'm not trying to convince them to watch all of South Park, just those 5 episodes.
Well, maybe you can do some campaigning in the Discord and see what you can muster up.
But we know they both listen to this show, so the seed has been planted.
But if you want to get to Dane's heart, you got to campaign the way he did for Duke Nukem.
And quite frankly, Dane should watch South Park because I don't think you guys are quite even yet for Supernova's Arc.
I don't know, man. You didn't pop in to watch Cube 2. Like I will firmly admit that movie is not good. I just love
great. I kind of want to see the rapid aging coitus.
I mean, I can send you the movie. I have it on my PC.
I mean, I'm sure I could get a hold of it, but I don't know. I have to put myself in a mood to watch something like that because me and scary things are. Although, from what I hear, from what I heard from you guys on that episode, it wasn't that bad.
Oh, scary? It's not scary at all. There's like 2 things that happen that may be a jump scare, and it's literally just because of the noise. Nothing scary in that movie happens. The death scene of Jerry getting eviscerated by the thing is so comical that I don't think it would scare children.
It'd be just something to laugh at.
Here's what I tried to describe to them, but you're a teacher, so maybe you'll know what I'm talking about. Do you remember the old videos that they used to show at school and stuff that were educational? And they would start off like in the hallway of a museum, and it was like the camera was going through this 3D museum, and it would be like a tiger would jump out of a painting, and then like a dolphin would go from one water painting to another water painting.
It was a POV death.
No, but I'm just saying like that level of graphics. Like just early, like it's straight out of a early 2000s PC game. Like it is so bad.
Is it like a PS1
chef's kiss
survival horror game with the footprints?
No, it's a little better than that. It's not pixelated. It's just like if you told me it was a Windows screensaver from back in the day, I would believe you.
Oh, like the tunnel thing?
No, think more like the way the pipes looked, like the way that those were animated, whatever graphic style that was. Think about that, but then just making it like a big cube of razor blade looking things that just is. It's just an amalgamation of shit.
Do you remember the Endless Maze screensaver? That was just the 3D walls. That kept like turning different directions.
Yeah, that thing was great.
God, I stared at that thing way too
long. I love all those old
screensavers as a youngin.
Going nowhere. It would have been cool if you eventually like ended up somewhere.
Yeah, no, and I think that's.
I feel like there was an old internet horror tale, like I'm talking like way back in the day before Reddit and shit, where there was like, if there's a certain hidden file that Bill Gates put on the computer and it leads you to this maze game, like the screensaver, but you can actually walk around. And if you find the end, there are names of people that Bill Gates has killed.
God, it's just like the Mew under the truck. If any
listeners have heard of that, let me know.
It's just like the Mew under the truck that nobody ever found.
Exactly.
There is a way to get Mew in Pokemon Red and Blue, though. Like, run into him in the wild. It's a glitch exploit, and it's not the truck, but it does work.
Yeah, I remember catching it. I think I had to like glitch out of the ship and like go in the water.
Yeah, it was.
And it was either Mew or Unknown would show up or something like that.
I forgot exactly how you had to do it, but you had to oh no, I know what you had to do. You had to teleport at the exact moment that a trainer would hit the exclamation point. So as you're teleporting, the trainer hits the exclamation point, but then you end up teleporting anyway, and it screws up the code just enough so that when you go up go to cross that bridge again, you trigger a battle with Mew. I think it's
so convoluted. I don't know how somebody figured
called like
it out.
the 2F glitch or something like that, because I think 2F is the letter and the number of code that triggers Mew.
Okay.
Or something along those lines. Yeah, I've done it before. It's a weird ass glitch, but it does work. I was going somewhere else and I lost it now.
And you can't use my excuse.
No, just pure exhaustion, and the Mountain Dew's wearing off.
Well, we have talked about video games, sir, and I am also yawning. So if you would like to, if you want to wrap it up, and then we can just get back to doing some Subnauticas.
That sounds good.
This was our pilot episode of Nerds Nerding Nerdily. We hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, we're planning something that we'll eventually get to. This was a test run, which honestly, if our episodes run like this, that's just fun.
Yeah, it's just bullshit, man. It's Yabs Pod without all the NC-17
Well...
shit. Which, by the way, I've been meaning to address this for a long time.
Oh, you're going to talk about it now?
I just want to like put it out there, like, because I've been asked about it, right? I'm going to be bluntly honest with you, because I love you all, my listeners. The reason that Yab Spot ended was because I asked more of my co-host, and he couldn't be bothered. So we just never recorded again. Like, that's legitimately what happened. That's why the show stopped, is because I was like, hey, man, I've been doing everything, and because he stopped bringing anything, like any like news things to talk about. When we first started, he would come with like a list of things that he wanted to chat about, and he just stopped doing that. And then it was like when he would make the jokes on the show about he just shows up, he was the star of the show and I did everything. That's really how he felt. That was 100% legitimate from conversations that I had with him outside. Like, that was how he felt. And I asked more of him, and it just went away because of that. Neither of us could be bothered to do it anymore. So that's kind of why it happened. So like now you all know.
You know the real reason is because I was on the last episode, right?
No, that's not true, because you've been on here, and this show's still going strong. You were on Dane and Jeff's Media Dump. That show's still going for now.
For now.
I don't want to say forever because I don't run that show, but you know, I hope those guys run for a long, long time.
Damn well better.
But nah, man, I know you like to say that.
We got
jokingly,
5 episodes of South Park we need to watch, so that show better continue.
And I will say that is the TSMP lore canon, is that you killed the show. So if anyone asks from this point on, that's
perfectly fine. I am willing to fall on that sword. I think it's hilarious. I single-handedly destroyed Yaps Pod.
But I have no ill will towards Jeremy. I just want to throw that out there too. Like, none at all. Like, I hope all is well with him. But that's just why that happened. So I've been meaning to do that for like 2 weeks and keep forgetting. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah. So Dalton and I might be doing something soon to fill that void, because I kind of want just a podcast where I don't really need to have to like play a game or prepare anything for. And Dalton and I just like to bullshit sometimes. Like sometimes we get on Discord and just talk for no reason other than we need to enjoy the company of each other.
Yes. The company of each other's warm embraces while we're naked with hard-ons.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
On that note, if you would please go leave us a review on iTunes or Spotify. It would mean a lot to us. I am awful with promotion. I wish I was better at it, but I'm bad. So word of mouth and leaving us a review helps us in the algorithm, and it helps people discover the show. It is very much appreciated. But if you want the good stuff, then you're going to want to go to bit.ly/TSMP Discord, all capital letters. That's to get you an invite into the Discord where all the cool shit happens. And you can vote on the polls that we got going. Let me run through those real quick, because I think we skipped that last week. But every episode might be someone's first episode. The long poll that's up right now is between 5 games: The Witcher Enhanced Edition, Gothic, One Piece World Seeker, The Seventh Circle Endless Nightmare, and Crusader No Remorse, with The Witcher winning at the moment by 1 vote. Short poll is The Even More Incredible Machine, Lorelei, Dark Rift, Etherlords, or Etherlords, however you want to pronounce that, and Crypt of the Serpent King, with The Even More Incredible Machine winning at the moment. But listen, don't sleep on Crypt of the Serpent King. That's a cool little dungeon crawler. And then the poll that we don't use very often, but it is there, the retro poll. You got Shanghai, DuckTales, Army Men, Toys in Space, and Comic Zone, with DuckTales winning right now for the NES.
That's the game we should play while we're playing that RPG. Yeah.
DuckTales? I learned, for Ryan's kids, I learned how to play that on acoustic and recorded myself playing the theme. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. I might have to recreate that if we do that.
I think you should. I'll throw in a couple of lines to help with that. Probably just the parts where like multiple people are singing. I'll back up sing for it. Me and my terrible voice.
Yeah,
that.
And then you want to check out the website. I don't think it's up to date, but that's okay because Dane has been a very, very busy man lately, so I am not faulting for him for that in the slightest. bit.ly/The Steam Machine Podcast. If you want to check out the Patreon and donate to the show, it means an absolute fuck ton to me. Patreon.com/The Steam Machine Podcast. That's all lowercase letters. And that'll take you to the Patreon where you could donate $1 or more a month, and it'll get you the episodes early. And you get the Patreon banter in the beginning that's just for the patrons. We didn't do that this week because this is just a last minute. We needed to put something together. So this is just going to be an early one for you guys. But if you donate $10 or more, you get all of that plus your name read on each and every episode like these wonderful people. Nate Sir Cogsworth, the 7th of June-iper, Jeff, the original Expendable, Mr. Syllables, old Jeffy Lube, also he's a duck, the RPG Wolverine, Logan Jareed, Ariesoradam, shout out to his podcast, Spectre Approved, Team Retro, go check him out over on YouTube, Mr. Puzzles, Dane himself, and Flying Brian Doran Gray. You are very much appreciated, each and every one of you. And coming up soon, I don't know when I'm going to do it, but at some point I'm going to merge the JRPG Report Patreon with the Steam Machine Patreon. And it's just going to be in one place since I do both the shows and for one price a month. And I'm not going to up the price. It's going to be the same as it is on the Steam Machine right now. $1 or $10. There's no discrepancy there. But you will get bonuses on both, basically. You're going to get the JRPG Report stuff ad free. You'll get the Sunday specials and all of that in the same place that you get the Steam Machine Patreon episodes. And the extra music stuff that I do every now and then for the Steam Machine Patreon, which I do have one cooking. Kana, I know you're the one that's the biggest fan of those. I do have one cooking. And it's I think I'm going to do a music episode about songs that I cannot resist headbanging to.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
That might end up on there because that one part from Wayne's World, I do headbang at that part every time.
That's it right there. Party on, Dalton.
Yeah, for sure. Party on, Mik. Shout out to the JRPG Report. Shout out to Dane and Jeff's Media Dump. You can catch me over there talking about some movies with those boys. I'm not in the title, but I do sit in with them quite often. To the point now that I get picks now. Woohoo! And I told him I threw him one of the shittiest movies that I love. So now my bar is low. I can only go up from here.
Still love Dane's reaction.
Oh, yeah. Fuck you or even. Like, oh, that was just... I laughed so hard. Anyway, if you would like to get a shirt, tsmpproductions.threadless.com. You want to check out my music, nowthenightmare.bandcamp.com. Please, Mikolov, plug your stuff, my good fellow.
Tune into Team Retrog on Thursday, October 15th at 9 a.m. EST to see what I've been up to. And,
if you would, sir, post a link to that in the Discord whenever it happens.
Yes, I need to make sure I remember to do that.
You might be able to talk with Dane, how he's got the bots set up to let everyone know when a new podcast episode drops. He may be able to do it where it tells you when a new Team Retro episode comes out. That'd be great.
I know the Retro Handhelds Discord I'm in does that for me. So if Dane can do that for me too, that would mean a lot. What was the last episode? What was the last video that I posted in here? Because it's been a bit. Oh yeah, I'm like 2 videos ahead of what I posted. You're
just forgetting about us, man. You're big time. You done forgot about us down here in the streets.
I'm not big timing anybody. That said, if you are listening and you have not yet subscribed to Team Retrog, please go and do that on YouTube because I am about 112 subs away from 5K. And that is a big milestone in the YouTube world. It doesn't seem like a lot. But that's usually where the magic starts happening. If you can break that 5K threshold, it's only uphill from there.
Here's the thing, man. How big of a room would you need for 5,000 people?
That's a big ass room, and that's why this is such a big deal to me.
Yeah, for sure, man. So yeah, go like and subscribe to Team Retro on YouTube. Let's get him to 5,000. That would be fucking sweet. So, well, we will be back next week to chat about Subnautica. Hopefully Willie's feeling better by then. But yeah, until then, everybody, just, take it easy.